Hello guys. So today we'll be going through Microsoft Excel and how you can use it for data analysis. So Excel is a very useful tool for doing various kind of data analysis. You can do basic household budgeting, and you can do complex things like linear regression or finding the correlation between various components. So you can find various tutorials on the basics of Excel and how to use functions and etc. But what I prefer to do with this series is show you how you can use Excel for doing data analysis, like practical data analysis. And in the process we'll be using a lot of functions, and I'll be showing you how to use the functions and various techniques like pivot tables and how to use them to get a very real analysis and the problems that you will be facing using those. So let's get started with this thing. So what we can see here is a data from a publicly available source for Titanic. Titanic was a disaster in the history of mankind, and every one of you know that. So I'll be linking the source where you can find this data. So this data sheet has the passenger ID, the class of the passenger, the name of the passenger, or what the sex was, the age of the passenger, what his ticket ID was, and how much did the ticket cost him or her. So what we do is start with some basic analysis to get to know what this data is actually showing us. So let's try to find out how many male candidates were there and how many female candidates were there. So one of the process is you select the whole data and click data, apply filters, and you filter the male candidates. Okay, and if I select these, select any one column, you'll find count is 30. That means I have selected 30 rows, and since all the rows have only male candidates because I filtered only the male people, so I'll get 30 male candidates on the ship. Similarly, if I want to find the number of female candidates, I'll click OK. I'll filter out the female ones. I'll click OK, and I can similarly drag this and I'll find count is 19. So there are 19 female candidates on the ship, or there were 19 female candidates on the ship. And okay, so this is one method that you can visually or see very quickly and come to know. You can print it also. If you have a very large data set and you have to print or show a report to your boss, you can print the data, and you have to print the data somewhere, right? So I'll select this data and I'll filter out. Okay, so one of the shortcuts for applying filters is Control plus Shift plus L. So I'll select this, Control plus Shift plus L, I apply filters. And if you have to remove the filters, same thing, Control plus Shift plus L, remove filter, Control Shift L, apply filter, Control Shift L, remove filter. Okay, so now if I have to find out count of male candidates on the ship, what I can do is basically put an if function. So equal to, whenever I put equal to and write something, it becomes a function. So equal to if. So if function is checks whether a condition is met or not and returns if the value is true or another value is false. So if tab, and I want if this is equal to, in inverted commas, male, then you give me 1, else you give me 0. Okay, so that's basically the syntax. If the condition, for in this case this must be male, then give me 1. Okay, and if else give me 0. So I have 1. Now I'll just drag this down till the last value, right? So if it's a male, it's giving me 1, else it's giving me 0. Okay, now if I want to find out how many male were there, I can quickly, if I want to find out count male, I'll just, okay, sorry, I'll just sum all these ones, right, to the last point, right, ended this. So 30, so there are 30 male candidates, you see. So what's happening is basically, if there is a male, it's returning 1. So whenever there is a male, it's 1 1 1, and then I'm adding, so it's 1, and then I see another male candidate plus 1, so it becomes 2, another male candidate plus 1, it becomes 3, another male candidate plus 1, 4, another plus 1, 5, another plus 1, 6, 7, 8, another here 9, and it keeps on to the last point, and I get 30 male candidates, right? Similarly, I can count the number of females. So see, one method is equal to if, and I put this is equal to female, and I'll print 1, else 0, right? For that, this was for male, and now this for female, and I can just drag it down to the last point, and I have 1 on the female, right? Okay, I'll just put here Control V, and now I want to count female. So female will the same thing, I'll put equals to sum, and I'll take the sum from this to the last value, that is this. Or I can just put my cursor at the end and I can drag it. So Excel knows that since I'm dragging the cursor on this point, I want to do the exact same operation that I'm doing here, but with these values. So here I'm doing a sum, so the same operation, sum, is being done, but in this case the column was I, from I2 to I50. Since I'm dragging it to the right, Excel knows the same operation has to be done on the next column, that is J2 to 50. Okay, so I see the distribution, male and female distribution, right? Great. Now this is basically counting. If I want to find out something like what was the average age of all the person traveling, so one method is basically select the age column, and I get suggestions here. So I know number of people 41. So there are 41 values, 41 entries here. So as you can see, it's from 2 to 50. So that means there should be 48 selected, right? The number of selected values, the number of selected cells are 48, but the count is 41. Why is this? Because these are blank cells. Excel doesn't consider the blank cells, it just removes those cells. Okay, many people give you the idea that Excel just puts 0 in this cell, but that's wrong. Excel doesn't put 0, it just ignores these cells. So anything that you get, any analysis that you or suggestions that you get below like this would have all the blank cells removed. Okay, so as you can see, the average is 33. That means 33.84. That means the average age of all the person traveling is around 34, right? 33.84, 34. Great. So now, if I want to, print it somewhere, so it will be the same thing. I'll just write, if I want to find the average age of all the person, I'll just write average, and it shows me suggestions, and I want to find the average from here to here. See, sorry. So see, 33.8415, same average. Now, if I want to split it, I want to find the average age of all the male and average age of female. What I can do is basically the same thing. I can select all, Control plus Shift plus L would give me a filter, and I can filter out all the male candidates here. And I can just, I can just find the average. The average is 33.82 for male candidates, and for female, if I select female, the average age is 33.87. Great. So what if I want to have this printed like this? I'll first remove filters, okay? Control plus Shift plus L. Okay. So, or rather, let me just print it here. Sorry, I don't think I print it here. I have to go to this. So average for all the male candidates. Sorry, average age of all the male. So I have to find for the male candidates only, right? So what I can do is basically is equal to, if this is equal to male, then I'll just print its age here, else I'll print nothing. Great, awesome. So I'll just, actually that's male age, sorry. This will print all the male age. Now one of the problems is it prints 0. So if this is blank, it prints a 0 here, right? But if I consider 0 in my calculation, then the average decreases, right? So for example, say I have 1, 2, the average is 1.5, but if I have a 0, then the average age decreases to 1. So see, 0 does hamper the average. Okay, so I can't have these zeros here. So what I can do is basically, again, Control Shift L, I'll filter out all the 0 values and I'll delete them. Okay, I'll take only the 0 values and I'll just delete. Great. And I'll remove the filters. Control plus Shift plus L. So see, is this male values I have? Right. So I'll just select these and see, it's 33.82. So if I write the average age of male, I'll be just having an average from here to here. The last value, and 33.82. Similarly, if I want female age, right? So here it's the same thing, is equal to, if this is equal to female, I'll just print age, else I'll print nothing. So see, nothing is basically this double inverted commas. Okay, so anything within quotes would be printed, right? But I have nothing inside the quotes, so nothing is printed. You see that logic? Great. So this is a female, so nothing is printed because this is for male, this is a male. this is the female, it should print in the next one. Yeah, it's printing 47, correct. So I'll just drag it down to the last value, and yeah, and here I'll have average female age, and this is basically sorry, I did show you the trick. Right? So I'll just try this. 20. Oh, sorry. Oh no, that's what I wanted to show you. See, the female age now is 28.5 to 63, which is significantly less than what we saw before, right? It should have been 33 point something, but this is because of the zeros that I have not eliminated. So what I can do is quickly filter, Control plus Shift plus L, and I'll just take all the zero values and I'll just remove them. And I'll remove the filters, Control plus Shift plus L, and let's see what's the average. Oh yes, 33.875. That's what we saw, right? So remember, in an average, zero values should be omitted if you don't need them. If you need to ignore those cells and there's a zero, delete those. But that doesn't mean you should delete all zero values whenever and everywhere you see a zero, delete it. No, that depends on what data you are looking at. If zero is a vital or a necessary value in this data analysis that you are doing, then keep those zero values, don't delete those. In this case, I don't need those zeros because those zero are wrong values. This should have been a blank, right? This age should have been a blank, but it was printing zero, which is wrong, right? That's why I deleted the zeros. Great. Now, another thing. Let's try to find out who is the eldest one. Like, what's the age of the eldest person, right? So, to do that, there is a function called max or maximum. So, among all of them, who is the eldest? Eldest among all, right? I'll just print max, and I'll print the largest value in a set of values. So max, I want to find the max among the age of the people. Oh, sorry. Yeah, right. Oh boy, what's this? So it's printing the eldest. The eldest person has a value of 63 years. Okay. So similarly, you can do it for female and male separately. So what you can do like this is eldest of male. So I have all the male ages printed separately here, and all the female ages printed separately here. So what I can do is just find max of among all the male ages, right? Sorry, max among all these male ages, and bam, 63. Similarly, eldest female will be max among the female ages, right? So I have all the female ages here, and whatever is the maximum, she's the eldest, she has a max age. So I had to do that, sorry. Okay, so that's the eldest persons, right? Great. Now you might want to see who is this guy with age 63. Who is really this guy? So I have to look here. So one thing is manual searching, and that's not feasible in a long if you have big data, so what you can do is a function called lookup. So for using that function, I'll take another sheet and I'll just print the age here, and I'll print his name here. Right. So add the age in the name, and it was 63, right? The max age was 63, correct? Max age was 63. Okay, I'll just make it. I like this one, it's quite big, easy. So, okay, max age is 63. So, I want to find the name of the person with this age 63. So, who is the person? The name of the eldest person is basically. So, look up. So, sorry, look up. So, look up the value 63. So, I want to look up 63. Look up the vector. Where do you want to look up? So, I want to look up in among these. So, I want to look up among these. And what's the result vector? So, it must be the second column, right? This is the first column, the second column. Give me the second column. Close, enter. Let's see. What the fuck? Sorry, it's VLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP and I'll get this value. So I'll tell you what's the trick here. The VLOOKUP says that the column that you would be searching for should be on the left hand side, and the column or the value that should be given as an output should be on the right hand side. So I want to search in age column, so it's on the left hand side, and I want to print the name, so that's on the right hand side. So I want to search C2, that is I want to search this value, and I want to search in this column and would print this column. So I'll select both these columns. Okay, so A2 to B50, the whole entire, and I want to print the second column, right? So it's 2 means second, 1 would be first, 3 would be third, and there's nothing in 3, so 2, right? And so I get the name of the person. And I did the analysis on the second sheet to show you clearly, okay? And I can just print the name, okay? So the name is equal to this value. So it will just print whatever was there on the in that cell. I just pointed this column or this cell to this cell, okay? So I get the value. So Bucknell, Mrs. William, Robert Emma is having age 63. Howard Mr. Benjamin. Great. Now these are something that you can like do, but these are a bit time consuming, right? So you can like do this very fast, and the trick for that is pivot table. Pivot table is an awesome tool that does help you to get, you know, great results. It gives you great visualization power. I'll show you. So I'll just you know, get all these on another sheet so you can like see things very clearly. On the age, ticket, and fare. Sorry, on basically these things. Okay, so it's just for you to see things in a better way, right? So I want these. I want to do the analysis on these, right? So I'll take these and I'll just insert a pivot table, and I want to select the table arrange this the whole, okay, and I want it on a new worksheet. So okay, so it gives me on a new worksheet my pivot table. Now let's try to do all those things that we did. Okay, let's just see whether we can do this easily or not. So what we first did was count how many male and female candidates were there. So what we can do is sex, I can just put it rows. So male and female. So how many male and female candidates were there? So I'll take the IDs and put it. So see, it gives me count of passengers. So there are 19 female and 30 male. So it will basically divide my data into male and female counts, right? It's basically drag and drop. Now the second thing that we did was uh, find the average age. Okay, so there are 19 female, 30 male, and there are 14 people, right? Okay, so I want the age, so I'll remove this back. So I want the age, so I'll just start from scratch. Age, I'll just so I have all the ages here. Well, let's just put in the column, it'll be easy to visualize, right? So I have all the ages here, and I want to find the count. Okay, so I'll put the passenger ID and it gives me the count. So 9 years age, there's only one person. 14, one person. 21, there are 4 person. 41, 2 person. 63, 1 person. Okay, so there are total 49 persons. So it gives me the split, the count. Now if I want to split it according to male and female, I can just bring sex into rows. So male, it will split it into male and female in the rows, and the columns has the age. So see, this is split. So there is one male with of 9 years of age and 0 female. Similarly, 21 years of age, 4 candidates are there, out of which 3 are male and 1 female. See, there's a beautiful split. 19 female candidates and 30 male candidates total. So you see, beautiful splitting and visualization of data. You can clearly see the data. Then we found the average age of all, and male and female. Okay, so see, this is a count of few. I'll select here, go to value field settings, and it gives me what I can do. Find sum, count, average. So I'll have average. Okay, so sorry. So I want the average age, right? So I'll bring age here, go to field setting and average. Okay, so it gives me the average age, you see. Which doesn't make much sense here. So the average age of female is 33.875, average age of male is 33.82, and the total average age is 33.841. So similarly, you can do it fair, what is the cost, and you can try that on your own. If you have any problems, do mention in the comment section, and also do mention how you liked this tutorial. This was a different approach that I wanted with the tutorials that are there. So I wanted to do a basic data analysis and show you the power of Excel, what all tools you can use and how you can use each of them in different ways, and how each tool can work and sync, rather than showing you each function differently. So if you like this video and want to see more of these kind of videos, do press the like button, do subscribe to my channel, and mention in the comments video what else you want to see. I'll keep uploading videos of these sorts, and please do like these videos. Thank you. Thanks a lot. See you in the next one. Bye.